Excel Level 1, Chapter 3, we're dealing with formatting a worksheet. And this exercise, we will be looking at changing columns, widths, and row heights. We'll be looking at how to format cells grouping, like changing the width of it, inserting rows, inserting columns, and also clearing data. So to begin this exercise, I'm going to multiply my price times the number, and I'm going to put that formula into D2, and I'm going to copy this all the way down. And notice I'm not panicking because I see the number signs here. It's just an indication that the cell that has the information in there is not wide enough for it. So what I want to do is I want to go between the B and the C, and notice I have double-headed arrow. I'm not down here, I'm actually up here. I'm double-clicking, and that automatically resizes it. I'm going to go between the D and the E. I'm going to double-click again, and that resizes it. Now, if you don't want to double click, you don't have to. You can actually click and drag. And as you see, I have clicked between the B and the C. The width right now is 1043, and if I drag to the right, it will change that width, and there it is right now at 11. I can release my mouse and it would be this. Now you can also click anywhere in a column, and up under the column, I'm dealing with column D. And I can also come here to format under cells grouping with format. I can come down to column width, and I can actually tell it to make that 11. And it would increase the width to 11. Now the same thing goes for the row height. So I am in between 1 and 2. Notice the shape of my mouse. My mouse is double-headed arrow. I can click and drag down. I can actually make this a 21, and that's my width. Okay, I'm going to just double-click here as well. Now I'm going to come into D15, and I'm going to do an auto sum right quick. And again, my auto sum is, they call them railroad tracks. Some people call it number signs. Some people call them hashtags. But I can double click between the two and expand that column. And that's all it means. It doesn't mean that your information is wrong. It just means that the location where your information appears is not wide enough. Now I'm going to insert a row, and you can insert a row easily by clicking on the row that you want the information to be inserted above. So wherever you click on, like I'm clicking on row 1, anything I click on that's going to be inserted is going to be inserted above 1. So I'm going to click on the insert button here in the sales group 1 time, 2 times, because I wanted 2 rows. Now I'm going to click here and type in some information, and I'll be back. Now what I want to do is change the height of row 1, and I want to make it a 42. Right now, if I click and hold my mouse, it is 15. If I scroll, keep going down, dragging it down, I can actually get to 42. I'm going to stop at 30 because I'm going to click here again, and I'm going to go to format, and I'm going to go to column height. And I'm just going to put up 42 in there, and it'll do the same thing. As you can see, it made it bigger. Same thing, I can click in A2 for row, for the second row, and I can actually change this to a 21. So I can go to format, row height, take the 15 out, type in 21, press enter, and that's my row height. Now you can insert more than 1 row at a time. For example, I want to insert 2 rows above 7 and 8, so I'm going to highlight 7 and 8. That lets Excel know I'm getting ready to insert at least 2 rows, and I can click on the insert button here, and guess what? It inserts 2 rows. And as you can see, I've just entered information in row 7 and row 8, and the good thing about it is that I can copy the formula down from 6, 7, and 8, and it automatically calculates it for me, and everything is done in that area. Now let's talk about inserting a column. Again, I'm going to insert a column before column A, so I'm going to click in column A, and it's going to insert to the left by me clicking on the insert to the left, and there you have it. Now I'm going to put in some information there, and then we're going to go on with the assignment. And one thing you can see is as I enter information in those in the column that I added, like in A3, A4, A8, A11, and A15, you will see that here is RD manufacturing doesn't show up, but it shows up here. So all you want to do is come here and double click to expand the row. Now I want to highlight A1 all the way over to E1, and I want to merge and center. Here's merge and center in the alignment, and then I want to highlight A2 up to E2, and I want to merge and center here. And you can see that all this is highlighted, and then I also may want to align it, meaning I want to make it middle align, and I can do that by doing that. Now to delete a row, all you have to do is click on the row. So you select row 5, and then you go into the sales group and you click on the delete button, and guess what? That row is now gone. You can delete that row. You can also clear row contents. So select 7 and 8, clear this out, and I want to come over here to clear under editing. There is clear, and I want to come down to clear contents, and guess what? It clears the contents of that information, and I can actually type in new information here if I want to do that. And there you have it for the first lecture on chapter 3 in Excel. Good luck.